I'm sorry about that, everyone. My camera cut out, so I think I left off talking about the very first Home Alone, how I think this was the best one, and everyone should watch this holiday season because it kind of makes you feel like a kid, have that free spirit, and not getting put down by adults yet. Not get put down by the man. No. I'm not trying to get political. But, yeah, I think this is, if not anything else, if you want a harmless holiday, Home Alone movie, I go with this one. It's the least traumatizing. Of course, you can't talk about Home Alone 2 without talking about the elephant in the room. Finally, I have a perfect way to use that phrase, the elephant in the room. At the time of recording, it's not January yet, or it's not January 20th. This is December when I'm recording. So, Trump is still officially President of the United States. But back in 92 when this movie was released, there was one scene where Trump has a cameo. In no other place, it's in the whole movie. You don't see anything of Trump, and then all of a sudden in the Plaza Hotel, Trump's like, yeah, down the hall, to the right. By the way, I look really good. As you guys see my hair, it's like the best hair ever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just went off on a tangent. I don't know. Now I want to work on the parody video. Just mocking both current president and future president. But again, not trying to be political here. So, I understand for some people with a certain political belief, this video is now all of a sudden traumatizing. Like, oh, I can't watch this movie. I don't want to see the Trump man. I don't want to see the Trump. But it's just one scene. You don't even hear his name. Just leave the room. Have some earmuffs or something when it gets to Trump's scene. Or simply never watch it. If one politician makes you not want to watch a movie just because they're in it, I think you missed the point of the movie. This movie was made for entertainment. And I'm just like covering up Harry over here. But I think you're missing the point of the movie if you try to make Home Alone 2 all about Trump. Yeah, Trump owned the Plaza Hotel at the time, and he had a brief cameo. But it wasn't a huge plot point of the movie. Well, the plot point of the movie was that Kevin was proven resourceful and even outwitted some of the staff. So, if you want, you could probably watch it thinking, oh, Trump hires the finest idiots in New York City or something. But honestly, I don't think that Home Alone 2 should be taken down a peg or two just because a future politician is in it. I mean, it would be like if people stopped watching A Hard Day's Night because all of a sudden John Lennon ran for Senate or something. And back in the 70s. Or, I mean, yes, it's hard to not think about politics when you see a politician and then today's lens, but I argue that it's just a fucking movie. So, I have to say, this movie may be triggering, but it's not as triggering as everything else, especially in 2020. Now, Home Alone 3, you kind of have to watch it without judging it as a sequel to these two movies. If you watch it as is, you could say it's a cheesy kids movie. He has some ideas that worked, but never followed through with them. I mean, one of the main problems with this movie is that Macaulay Culkin is in it. I mean, I would have loved to see Macaulay Culkin beat down on Harry and Marv again, but beggars can't be choosers, you know? We can't always get what we want, especially in Hollywood. Actors may not want to return, or contracts run out, or whatever the case. I recommend watching Minty's Comedic Arts, I think the channel's name is. I just, before making this second part, I ended up watching his video on Home Alone 2. I think it kind of goes a wee bit into what happened with Home Alone 2. Home Alone 3. So I recommend checking that out. I'll try to remember to leave a link in the description. But, I mean, eventually, Macaulay Culkin couldn't play Kevin forever, so I guess it's better to start with the third one. I mean, it sucks, but you gotta start somewhere. And what's weird is this was directed by the editor of the very first two movies. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to apologize in advance if I butcher this. Raja Gosnell. He was the editor for the first two Home Alones, and all of a sudden he got promoted to director. I mean, I think that was one of his first I think this was the first film he directed, if I understand correctly. So, of course, everyone's first film may not always be a hit. I mean, I think the problem with this film is that it tries to live up to the standards of Home Alone 1 and 2, but it can't. Even though these two movies are similar, they had their own personality to them. And this one lives in the shadow of the other two movies. I mean, but there are funny scenes in this movie, like with the parrot being the wisecrack of the film. I mean, I feel like they try to have multiple wise guys in the movie. I think one of the only saving graces of this movie is that it has Scarlett Johansson in it, and she's a great actress, and her career was unharmed by being in this movie. So I think that in itself is something. She went on to do way better films, which I don't know if I'll ever have time to talk about all on this channel, but I mean, there's some movies she done for Disney that I don't give a damn about. But that's just my personal opinion over there. I'm gonna put that shit, throw it out. Okay? I don't know. Okay. Everyone's having a coughing fit today. But I think that's the only, or at least the only actor / actress I'm aware of went and done other films. Because I hardly know any of the actors. Or not even interested in knowing, oh, that actor was in this, or that actress was in that movie. My opinions of most of the people in the movie are from the movie. So, I say this is harmless, in my personal opinion, but I wouldn't go around saying it's the best or the worst Home Alone when Disney is going to make their own Home Alone shit. And I have to drive that home every single fucking time. Disney is going to make a Home Alone movie. I mean, look what they've done with Star Wars. They might as well just put this charger up my ass.